Hi, everybody. How's it going out there? I hope everyone is well. I want to say hello and also update you on a few things, where we're at, what's been happening, where we're heading towards. I've been meaning to update you on these things. However, I've been going through a massive, massive breakthrough on my end, and I'm sure a lot of you have been as well. There's just been a bunch of things happening, and as we already know, this past summer, especially August and September, were very intense and heavy months of just clearing and transmutation. And this is what the rest of the year is going to be like. We are actually doing a lot of heavy transmutation work, and we've been collapsing timelines like never before. And if you're not feeling the pressure of collapsing your own personal timelines right now, trust me, you're going to feel it soon. So what's happening here essentially is that since 2012, we've already stepped into this new paradigm. And what we've been doing these past few years is that we've actually been establishing a core. We've been establishing a foundation for this new paradigm, and we're beginning to build onto it. So what's also been happening too at the same time is that a lot of us are still connected to the old paradigm. The old paradigm is what we call or know as the matrix. Especially to those of us that have been in karmic ties, or maybe your twin was in a karmic situation, and it's not necessarily romantic. It can also be family or a coworker, but for those people who have been in karmic situations, parts of you are still stuck in the old paradigm. I mean, not necessarily all of you, but parts of you. You still have connections to the old paradigm. And what we've been doing here is we've been pulling everybody out of that old paradigm, but it's not as easy as it sounds or as easy as it seems. Cutting the cords with people is just as simple as cutting the cord and energetically detaching and not looking back. But we also have cords to heavy energies. We have cords to depression, cords to bitterness, resentment, cords to jealousy, cords to control, cords to low confidence, low self-esteem, cords to addiction. I mean, just different cords like that. And so when it really comes down to cutting the cord with an energetic energy, it's actually a process. It's not just as simple as cutting the cord with depression. You actually have to go through the experience, be aware of it, remember who you are, and find the reason as to why you want to collapse that, and find the outlet, and then completely cut the cord to it afterwards. But it's a process of really having the experience and coming to terms with the understanding of why it is that you want to detach from that depression or from that energy. It takes a lot of reflecting. And so this is why a lot of twins, a lot of people, especially those of us going through ascension, we've actually been born and raised in challenging family dynamics, and there's a reason for that. We are actually meant to experience these things and actually transmute them and collapse those timelines. And this is what we are actually going through right now. We are collapsing timelines like Tetris, pretty much, So it has been very challenging. A lot of things have come up for me personally. There was something in my family that came up that I've been blinded to, and it's something that I have collapsed pretty well, and it was a breakthrough, and I've unplugged that aspect of myself from that old matrix, from the old paradigm, and it's just ascending us higher and higher. So this is what is happening here, okay? Also too, there's a lot going on with the masculine. So basically, and it doesn't matter what body you're in, it's just about, who is holder of the masculine. And even if you are an awakened masculine, I'm sure you're feeling some of these changes because the masculine is going through a deep process of awakening, an even deeper one, okay? So even if you are already an awakened masculine, you're going through a deeper sense of awakening. And the reason for this is because the masculine is actually integrating their divine masculine energy into their vessel, into form, and they are actually grounding that energy onto the grid. And so that in itself takes a lot of work, which is also too why the feminine has been going through an intense time of clearing and purging. And the reason for that is because, see, the masculine right now is integrating his divine energy, and he's going from a place of, just having all of these walls up. He's going from having to be so protective and macho and distant to now being more merciful, more open, and feeling more, sensing more, seeing more, but mainly feeling more. He's becoming more in touch with his feelings, and he's being more open about them. So in a sense, yeah, he is becoming more vulnerable. And because of this is the main reason why the feminine is being asked to let go and cut the cords to jealousy, bitterness, control, is because, think about it. If your masculine is going to be more vulnerable and is going to be more open about his feelings, and if he's going to be more soft, then you need to be up to par in the same way to be able to receive and handle that energy coming from him without judging that he's too weak or that he is too vulnerable or he's too clingy. That's not what we want here. We want an even balance of these polarities so that we complement one another instead of having control over the other. That's not what we want to do here. So that's what's happening here. So if for you, divine feminine goddesses, if you are going through a period in which, your twin is triggering jealousy out of you, is because you have to go through that. There's really no way around that. You cannot bypass that healing. If your twin is triggering jealousy out of you, or, if your twin is actually ignoring you hardcore right now, there's a reason for that. And that's because you need to actually look within and let go of the control and the expectation, because you need to be up to par to be able to receive your divine masculine when he is more open, when he is, more vulnerable, and when he actually finishes integrating his divine self. Your masculine cannot be this divine masculine and you have control over that. You're like dictating the relationship. That's not what the goal is here. It's to have an even balance of respect, confidence, and ultimately unconditional love. So that's what we are actually building here in this new paradigm, and that is the goal, is unconditional love, no expectations, no restrictions, and just being. So the pressure is really on here. And then on top of that, there's just a lot of other things that come along with that too, is, further activation of your light body so that you have more, you have a deeper connection, more access to each other telepathically. There's going to be a time when, and this is very soon, for those of you that have been going through deep merging, you will be able to connect with your twin telepathically just by tuning into your heart space. One of the things that I've noticed from speaking to twins is that not enough twins are actually practicing communicating with their twins' higher selves, and are actually not meditating within their heart space enough. So they are not feeling their twin as often as they would like to. And that is because you're not meditating and focusing on your heart space and in the connection with your twin. The best way to do this is, just practice speaking to them as if they were right in front of you. There's no difference in talking to someone's higher self versus talking to someone in the physical. It's the same thing. It's all about energy. So tune into your twin in this way, and you will see that the connection will grow, that the feeling will magnify. Sometimes your twin is actually thinking something, their true selves or 3D selves are actually thinking about you. And if you have tuned in enough, you will pick up on those thoughts. Trust me, you will. So it's really important to tune into your heart space. Also, too, what I want to say really quickly is that if you have not been feeling your twin lately, especially since the summertime, is because there's been a lot of transmutation work that has been coming about. And normally when we go through heavy transmutation work, or when we really are under pressure, or when we are being pushed to clear something, the focus is on getting you to collapse that timeline and to transmute whatever it is that you are being asked to transmute. So if it's a family issue, if it's a self-esteem issue and it's deeply rooted, the pressure is going to be even more intense. So your twin will actually push you, your twin's higher self will push you to focus on that thing that you need to transmute. And they will pull away a little bit, so you're able to actually focus on the work that you need to do, because feeling your twin a lot of the times is a distraction to a lot of people, and then you don't get to doing the work. But what's funny about this is that when your twin's higher self is actually pushing you to clear something or to heal something, and you feel like you're not feeling your twin, when you actually collapse those timelines, when you heal those aspects, as soon as you collapse them, as soon as you heal them, your twin's higher self comes back around and you begin to feel them even more. So they are always present. A lot of times, twins feel like just because they're not feeling their twin for a week or 2 or 3 or maybe a whole month, they feel like the connection has been severed. That's not the case. I mean, when it comes to twins, the connection between twins is never severed. Never. So you can go a month or 2 without feeling your twin, or a few weeks without feeling them. The truth is that they always come back. And when you don't feel them, is because that's normally you jumping a timeline or collapsing a timeline, or it's you, under pressure as to healing something, healing an aspect of yourself at that time. But, trust that your twin is always there, because they are. I mean, they never go away. And especially when your twin is actually intentionally pushing you away, I just want you guys to understand, this is not them wanting to push you away. A lot of the times, even their 3D selves don't want to push you away. They have a feeling deep inside themselves that is like probably thinking that they don't want to push you away, but they have to. It's like an energetic pressure. They know that they have to push you away for a little bit, but it's only to get you to reflect upon yourself, or else you'll never get it done, to be honest with you. So the sooner you are able to actually consciously work on whatever is being presented to you at that time, the faster you're able to balance things out again. So anyway, I'm getting off topic here. So that's what's been going on here with, as far as, twin flame energy. There's just a lot of balancing taking place right now between polarities. Especially, there's a lot of work and inner work that the feminine is going through. The feminine is actually under a lot of pressure right now. The masculine twins, and whether you are awake or asleep, it doesn't matter, but the masculine twins have been triggering the feminine so much these days, and it's for a higher purpose. Trust Trust me. Because the more we are able to cut cords with energies that hinder the twin flame connection, the sooner we're able to come into balance, and that is what we need here. So the rest of the year really is going to be about self-focus and doing heavy transmutation work, especially the feminine, while the masculine continues to integrate his divinity into his vessel, really. Also, too, what I want to say is that when we come on here, and I know I'm not the only one that talks about this, I'm sure there's other guides out there, even ascension guides who are not twin flames. But when we talk about letting go of things, and every time we go through a shift and we talk about, we're letting go of anger and letting go of all of these things, or, habits, I want you guys to know, yes, we really are letting go of these things. Trust me. I see it in my twin. I see it in other twins. I see it in other people. We really are collapsing timelines here, you guys. If your twin has been having an issue with a drinking problem, or if they've been having an issue with, I don't know, something, trust me, your higher selves are taking care of it, and you are collapsing these things. And always remember this: the more you are supportive of your twin in heart, in spirit, energetically, the more you help them to let go of their old behavior or their old mental beliefs. Trust me, it's about, having and holding that energy of love. Forget the high vibration stuff. Maybe you can't be happy all the time, but even if you feel upset, but you are still in a place of love where you love your twin and you're confident in that, that's what actually helps you yourself, and you help your twin, is by holding that energy of love. At the end of the day, that's what it's all about. It's about the love. It's about the unconditional love for your twin. And I say unconditional because, we are still in human bodies. Unconditional love is, love without any limitations, no matter the circumstance. When we are out of these human bodies, love is all there is, okay? There's no such thing as unconditional love. Love is love. But at this level of living, the lesson is unconditional love. So accepting yourself, accepting your twin, your journey, and the situation for what it is, and embracing it, is what helps you to get closer to union. Trust me. And it's what gives you more rest and peace in your situation. Even if you're not talking to your twin at this time, it's what actually gives you the confidence, and it's what gives you the faith. So another thing I want to mention really quickly is that from my observation, when since I've been talking to you guys more often one-on-one, I've noticed that when I talk to twins who are very loving towards their twin flame, who are very supportive of them, even if they're not talking, but they're grateful for the experience, and they get excited about their twin, and we talk, and they say things like, I'm not talking to my twin, but I love them, I love her, or I love him very much, and I can't wait for the time that I get to see them or speak to them again. Those people are the ones that write back to me, and they tell me, hey, my twin sent me a message. Hey, I saw my twin, or little things like that. But it's those people that are in a state of grace and in a state of gratitude that, things do tend to accelerate for them. And look, it's not your fault if you're still feeling uncertain about your journey, your situation. Maybe you are angry at your twin. Maybe you are feeling doubtful. But see, the more doubt you have, the more uncertainty you feel, that just comes to show you that there is a lot of work that maybe you need to still get through. to get to you, to get you to that place of being confident in yourself and the journey in your twin. But that's just what I have observed 100%, is that the people that are more, accepting and who are more in the vibration of gratitude are the ones that accelerate very fast on this journey. I've spoken to people who are newly awakened. They have no idea about the twin flame journey, and they continue to be grateful about their twin flame. And the next time I talk to them, their energy has just, expanded. They've done a lot of work, and it's all because they're grateful. And it's about just holding the love. And anyway, I'm speaking too much here, but I just wanted to really share that with you guys, just so that you can see what holding a vibration of true unconditional love does on your journey. And a lot of you guys, I don't blame you. You've been born into conditioning or into lineages that have a lot of deeply rooted family lineage history that is just very dysfunctional. You're actually the strong one that is actually collapsing all of that stuff. So if you're having a bad day or feeling bad, don't blame yourselves over it. It's something that, you were born into for a reason. You actually do have the strength to overcome any circumstance in any situation. So this is why we say, that the twin flame journey and ascension is really an inside job. It starts with you. It's like collapsing yourself. And the most important thing about this is just remembering who you are. Because when you remember who you are, maybe if you don't have an actual memory of it, but you feel it, re-feel who you are, that's what gives you the confidence and the strength to go through this, because you feel it in your soul, deeply in your soul. Sorry about that, guys. I was disconnected, but I'm not going to continue on with this. I feel like I was rambling through the entire video. But anyway, if you guys have any questions, please feel free to let me know. Reach out to me if you have any concerns, if you need help with your ascension, guidance with your ascension. If you want a twin flame session with me, I am here. I am available. Reach out to me and we will see. We will work something out. Other than that, hang in there, stay safe, and I will speak to you soon. Bye, everybody.